Okay, let's try this again. I started recording and my rooster Rocky would not shut the hell up. Every time I press record, I swear that rooster knows. So I gave them their half of watermelon for the afternoon that they normally get. Maybe that'll keep them occupied for a little bit. So, the point of this video was, it was not a good day for gardeners in western Colorado yesterday. If you're in Colorado, you may have seen on the news, we had a horrible hail. Say that 10 times. A horrible hailstorm yesterday. And the wife and I had decided to take a drive up over the orchards. If you go up, there's a road that goes up over the mountain and goes through all the different orchards. And we've got some of our favorite places that we hit. And 3 days ago was the last Palisade peach picking. So we wanted to get some more Palisade peaches and some more local produce. So we were up there having fun, and all of a sudden these clouds rolled in and it started raining. No big deal, that's what I thought it was going to do. Then it turned to huge hail. So, of course, we were quite a ways from home. We ran home as quick as we could, and we found my plants getting pummeled. So, doing this video to show you that sometimes you got to think on the fly. Gardening's like anything else in life, and don't get too comfortable with anything because it can change on a dime, even when you don't think it does. Let me show you. This bare area out here is where Ricky and Julian were, my giant Dorset Nagas that I'm trying to grow to compete in that category of world's biggest Dorset Naga. And there's the chickens enjoying their afternoon watermelon. What do you think, Quack Quack? Do you like watermelon? So like I was saying, don't take anything for granted. It definitely can change in a heartbeat. So, luckily, my son ran over in the middle of the storm. We decided it was time to try to get Ricky and Julian in the greenhouse. Now, you've seen the greenhouse in some of my other videos. It's not that big of a greenhouse. I think it's a 10 by 12 or a 12 by 12 is all we built over there. But it's got a regular screen door in it. So how we got Julian through that door, don't ask me. But check this out. I'll show you this view first. See how much wider Julian is than that door? I truly didn't think we were going to get Julian in, and I thought we were going to have to stick with just Ricky going in, because Ricky's in a 15-gallon pot. Somehow we got Julian through that door in the middle of that storm without breaking any branches off. And I think they're going to have to live out the rest of their life in the greenhouse. Take a look in here. Ricky's back there in that corner. Julian is still up front. And all I did was pulled the sides off of my Gorilla wagon. And boy, you talk about heavy. Because of course I was not planning on Julian moving. This may work out to my benefit in the long run to keep it growing, because our extended forecast. So yesterday, do a little backstory. Yesterday morning when I got up, it was a little bit cold. And I haven't really been checking the weather, because really September, western Colorado, it's pretty damn warm usually. So I checked the 7-day forecast and I saw how cool our nights were getting, into the 40s, and I thought, oh no, we're in trouble. I mean, it's mid-September, just barely mid-September, and we're getting that cold already. And I thought, I'm not going to have any chance at this Dorset Naga challenge, because mine aren't ripening. I didn't start them until April 1st because I really didn't think about that challenge in time for this year. So I started the seeds, I think April 1st, it might have been March 15th, but right in there. And just been growing them out. And Colorado, you know, I've been telling you, it's crazy weather. You can see where they're going to live. Now, I haven't rearranged the greenhouse or anything yet. But if you have the means to build or put a small greenhouse on your property, it's definitely worth it. It's not something you can use all year long because it does get really hot in there. And I have to do some cleanup in there before I put things where they really need to be. But it's a lifesaver right now. The temperature plummeted. It's like 90 degrees in there right now. And I think we're like 72 or 74 outside right now. So that gives you an idea. And that's with two 12-inch fans running up there constantly. So let's take a look at the damage in the rest of the garden, because I'm going to be putting my reapers in there too, I think. So it really seems that the bigger the leaves, the more damage it took. My tower of melons, it just shredded leaves. Look at that. That is absolutely disgusting. The Reaper leaves, some of them took some major destruction. My Primatalis got hit pretty hard. And like I said, the bigger the leaf, the more damage that it took. It was the direct hits. I truly don't know if they're going to make it. We're going to baby them and see if they're going to make it. But I think what I'm going to do is put Julian and Ricky on one side of the greenhouse, line up the Reapers on the other side, and maybe put the Primatalis underneath the fans. I don't know, but we do what we have to do. So the other option that you could do if you run into this situation, especially whether it be hail or if we fall into the cold too soon and you're trying to grow long-term plants like this, you're trying to get them to ripen. If you're doing cages, like tomato cages on your peppers, you can drape plastic over it or the row cloth. Or actually, let me grab a bag and show you this net bag. Amazon has these net bags, and they're actually for bugs. But if you look, there's a drawstring, and it's just an open bag. So especially if you're using tomato cages, it works really well. You can slide this net bag over it, pull it, cinch it tight at the bottom, and hail will bounce off of this and not through your plant. Unfortunately, I was not ready for that because mid-September here, the temperatures are usually through the roof, and we don't have to worry about hail. This year's a bad one. That's part of why I'm doing this video the way I'm doing it. I normally don't do the handheld walking around videos. I'm not too great at it, but I just kind of wanted to give you first-person point of view of what happened. Luckily, my soil test plants for Soil Wars didn't seem to get hurt. They have really small leaves. And actually, most of my tomatoes, I mean, yeah, it hit some of them, but it wasn't that bad. You can see how everything's just laying down in the bell pepper patch over here. And yeah, the leaves took a pretty good beating off of it. What shocked me though was the broccoli and the cauliflower. So broccoli and cauliflower leaves are really thick anyway. But I was surprised that, yeah, you've got a couple, let's see if I can get it here. You've got a couple back there that have some damage on them where a hail ball went through them. But overall, they look great. They actually took that hailstorm like it was nothing. So kudos to broccoli and cauliflower on that one. Look, there's my little buddy. That little guy has been hanging out in this garden all year long, just putting in the overtime hours. When they talk about worker bee, that is definitely a worker bee. These are the super tall mystery peppers that I showed you when we did the hot sauce in the last video. The smaller leaves, because it is a very small leaf plant, didn't take any damage. But the leaves that get a little bit bigger did. So learning curve on that one. But then you look at the leaves down here on the bell peppers, and you can see the bigger the leaf, the more the damage. So like I keep saying, I vowed to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly of gardening. And I'm not going to sit up here like some kind of YouTube personality and just tell you that my garden is peachy keen, because it's not. And it's a lot of work. It's a huge commitment. And sometimes you have to think on the fly and figure out what to do. One thing I haven't shown you this year is my marigolds. Look at the size of these things. So things like the accidental cross over there, that was my Scotch bonnet crossed with either a cayenne or jalapeno, I'm not sure yet. It didn't take a whole lot of damage. And actually my big cucumber patch over here, well, let's take a look. I don't think I've shown this patch very much either. But the three pepper plants in the back are Kang Star Lemon Starburst. And they seem to have fared pretty well. Little bit of leaf damage, but nothing we can't deal with. But look at the cucumbers. Man, the hail just tore them up. So we are definitely not out of the game yet. And now we get to continue on this channel and show you how a plant recovers, hopefully, how a plant will recover after taking a beating from good old Mother Nature. So let me know what you think. Are these plants gonna make it? Will they be able, or do they have the ability to recover? Or you think they're just gonna die? Let me know in the comments, and then we'll see what happens in the future. So until then, keep fighting the good fight and just keep gardening. And remember, you don't have to be a prepper to be prepared, and I'll see you on the next one.